All is well that ends well. That is how I will sum up my high performance leadership project. Toastmasters and guests, if you had the chance to grace us with your presence at the Oscars, I would love to hear your comments in the chat box. Did you consider the event to be a novelty? And is there anything you would wish for us to do differently in the coming year? Proper prior planning prevents piss-poor performance. I like this mantra. And by the same virtue, I set my vision and goals way in advance to avoid any mishaps. District Club Growth Director Eric Muridi once said that there are no bad plans, only bad executions. So I had to stick to my plan and fight tooth and nail to bring it to life. Of course, we had a few hurdles here and there, and this is where I had to switch to firefighting and problem-solving mode. There are three things that seriously rocked my boat during the implementation of this project. First of all, I got into a car accident and I was seriously shaken. Thank God I was not hurt, but I had to take some time off to recover. During this period, the team quickly jumped in and ran with the master plan. Everything ran like clockwork, and I am so thankful to the team for that. Secondly, we had to make some adjustments to our plan because we had a minimal budget. And I remember 2 weeks to the event, Zippy and I got into a heated negotiation with this supplier who wanted to be paid more than we could offer. Now, what do you do when the money is just not there? This is where we had to get creative with our reward system and capitalize on intrinsic motivation. So we applied a bit of diplomacy here and there, appealing to the ego of the other party and exploring ways in which we can work together in the future for our mutual benefit. It all worked out in the end. Thirdly was our dry run. Oh my goodness, this was a big hurdle. Our dry runs were like watching an episode of what could possibly go wrong in very many different angles. It was a time filled with so much anxiety and worry on my part. From technical glitches to a key role taker pulling out the night before the event and then having to find a replacement on the same night and train them on the role. We had to run 4 different dry runs just to make sure that we got it right. And on the day of the event, I was happy to receive feedback that we ran a seamless event. I therefore wish to take this moment to thank the team for their tremendous support. First of all is our ex-Division C Director, Wango Kamundia, for believing in me and providing her gentle support in my moments of panic. Thank you, Wango. My wingman, Mr. Kevin Ondari, for stepping in and taking charge to hold things together, and for designing the awards metric system. My twin flame, Zippy Kimani, for running with the videos project and pushing for good PR. And let's not forget her keynote address. Ladies and gentlemen, it was mind-blowing. If you missed it, I will post a link in the chat box after my speech. Dorcas Madhu, for acting as my strategic advisor and running with the agenda planning. Lucy Faith, for your energy and zeal. Without your voice, this event will not have been a success. Thank you, Lucy Faith. Tess Casera, thank you for your consistency, for showing up and being dependable. Stephen, Aretha, and Eva, thank you so much for your support with the clubs in areas 7, 8, and 9. Division A Director Terry Odiko and Simbares Michelle Odwor, thank you for swooping in last minute and saving the day. Valentine and Amina, you are absolutely awesome as the entertainment team. Brilliant. Thank you for running your session with such commitment amidst your busy schedules. Last but not least, Angelina and Mike. You worked magic as the design team, and I couldn't do it without you, to be honest. Thank you so much for your support. And as I take up the Division B PR role, I would wish to have you as part of my committee. It will be super exciting to work with you in the coming year. It's true what they say that behind any successful leader is a dedicated team of people. High performance leadership is all about managerial effectiveness and leadership influence. My primary leadership style is bureaucracy, which means I am structured, systematic, and organized. But what happens when I have to work with people who are not quite like me? For example, a last-minute person who does not care so much about planning, or someone who does not follow through with their commitments. This was a major cause of anxiety on my part. And at the risk of being called bossy, I had to have tough conversations with certain individuals to either pull their weight or pull out of the team. So it was important for me to explain the why. Why is it important for them to plug in to the plan? When people see the value of their individual contribution to the grand scheme of things, it motivates them to do their part. All in all, I learned the value of communication, teamwork, and leading by example. I'll admit that I tend to have perfectionist standards, like a high-achieving workaholic, and I find myself pushing people to that same standard. But balance is the key, which is why I reward myself with a shot of whiskey after every successful project. As Zippy mentioned in her keynote, let us all embrace our weirdness. It's a Toastmaster.